in which the land of Hyrule has been blessed by the RNG curse. This is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 3. My name is Duo, and I am joined by Westside Vandal. How are you doing today?
And apparently you're being joined by people who really want to get into your room. Sorry, I gotta address the elephant that's not in the room right now.
Sure.
Sorry, I apologize. That was me and me. Anyway, we've got week 6 action here in the Open League. It is the Desert Palace division of the Pendant Conference. Team Swedish Rubbers, represented by Amarith, versus Team Land of the Blind, represented by BenCreighton, in an all dungeons key sanity seed. Gonna be interesting to see what the RNG has in store for us today. Plenty of item hunts and key hunts to go on, so we'll see what plays out here.
Oh, absolutely. And Key Sanity is definitely one of my favorite game modes to play.
And we are off.
Yep, runners are off.
Choosing to start at Link's house.
Yeah, just get everything synced up a little bit, and then we'll get everything started up. We did get some bombs in the Sanctuary, which will help when we go over to Kakariko.
That is to be Ben's play. Amarith is going to do Uncle here and hope for a weapon of some sort. Also going to kill one enemy for the tree pole here, which is magic.
Yeah, small magic, definitely nice to have early on. Let's see what we got here from Uncle and Secret Passage. We just get a little piece of love.
And speaking of hearts, just hearts from the bush crab on BenCreighton's side as well.
And we got some bombs. Oh, we got a big key on Amarith's side to Desert Palace.
Yeah. But as long as I've known Amarith, I should have that pronunciation down, but I don't, and I apologize if I revert a few times. It takes me a few times to get something in my head. Blue mail on the mushroom spot in Lost Woods.
Yeah, blue mail is definitely a nice thing to have early on. Some people might not prefer it just because it'll make it a little bit harder to death warp, but I mean, people have their preferences.
Yep. And honestly, even with blue mail at low hearts, it's not too much of an imposition to death warp. It's really once you start getting into the large amounts of hearts that mail starts becoming a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Amarith is going to go and check Lumberjack, but we know it's nothing. It's just some bombs.
And BenCreighton going to take those 30 bombs he found earlier and check Kakariko. Amarith getting those same bombs. Going to be doing that as well here shortly.
Yeah, but she's also going to pick up her blue mail as well. We get a cape. We get a GT small 1 of 4. And we get the single arrow of destiny. This run is officially validated.
I would also note BenCreighton is using one of the new sprites that was just added in the most recent patch of the randomizer, using the red mage sprite. I believe that's what that is supposed to be.
Yes, it is. Out of the new sprites, what do you consider to be your personal favorite?
You know, I like Red Mage here. I also love how quickly we got a Among Us imposter sprite into the game. Speaking of getting things quickly, there's a real quick Moon Pearl.
Yeah, that's definitely a nice thing to find early. And a glove. So we are just a hammer or another glove away from Dark World access. We got a boomerang and a book. And, I mean, okay, that's some pretty nice stuff right off the bat. In terms of the new sprites, my personal favorite sprite has to be the little Hylian sprite. I find it just so adorable.
Our restreamer does correct me. Yes, technically it's the Among Us crewmate, not the imposter. Or is it? Dun dun dun.
Who knows? We might be seeing some teams in the Invitational probably using that, if you know which team I'm talking about.
Yep. I believe that was a dungeon item off of the bottle vendor there.
I think it was just a map.
And BenCreighton throwing that poor Kuko into the into the bomb explosion, which is just kind of rude, honestly. And now bomb shed for BenCreighton here, going to pick up 4 bombs for the price of 1, so a net gain of 3 bombs on this.
Yeah. Yeah, Bomb Hut is a good place to refill bombs and other resources. Oh, it was a map to Turtle Rock that was on Bottle Vendor. But maps don't really matter. This is an all dungeons run anyway, so it's not like it matters.
Yeah, we are going to need to fight all 10 dungeon bosses plus Aghanim 1, and of course Agha 2 and Ganon. So yeah, we really don't need to know which is which for the most part, unless something important is on pedestal, or say something is in Ganon's tower that we need to complete a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, and we can actually check pedestal right now if we really want to. Because that's usually as soon as I get the book, depending on how early it is, I will usually just route in pedestal. You know, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, I could see that. But in something like this, in something like an all dungeon seed, you don't need the information immediately because you need to do all the dungeons anyway. So you could probably hold off until you have access to the back of Skullwoods, for example, in most cases. But we'll see what the runners decide to do here.
Yeah, we could get an early ped check, or we could get the routing with Skullwoods, which in these runners' cases would probably be what they're gonna do. But who knows if they're even gonna check it to begin with.
Yeah, both runners way down south of the pedestal at the moment. I think they're going to be leaving that alone until they have a reason to go back to that area, which is probably at this point not going to be until they have access to the back of Skullwoods and the mirror.
We begin our South Shore checks, starting with the dam.
Amarith deciding to use the bushes here, where some of these bushes have a 50% chance to produce bombs, as opposed to the bomb shed. Uh, 300 rupees in the dam here, underneath the what was the Great Reservoir of Hyrule.
300 rupees? I mean, Zora is in logic with that glove, so it would make some nice progress on that.
Yep. And we do have access to 2 pretty easy methods to Houlihan to make up the difference between 500 and what we have right now. Meanwhile, Kano Samaria in the back of Escape here.
And Ben is also going to go and check Agina as well. It's usually one of those out-of-the-way checks that most people don't check immediately.
Alrighty. Amarith gonna go ahead and Houlihan here.
And while Ben is going to make the play into desert, it makes sense. You're right here, so you pretty much have no reason why you shouldn't do it. Although we won't be able to clear it until we have a fire source, and also Ben does not have that desert big, at least according to his tracker.
Alrighty. Well, we did find it in Kakariko, so I think that might just be a mistrack.
Yeah, tracking is not an easy job.
Yeah.
I can say that from a lot of experience.
We can confirm if Ben happens to open his menu at any point here, but with the advent of quick swap being race legal, it limits the amount of time people spend in the menu. Sorry, my train of thought just fell off the tracks and the tracks melted. For those of you having issues with the stream, Twitch itself is having some issues at the moment, so we apologize for the inconvenience. Just refresh. Tracker is actually bringing up a good point. BenCreighton did not check the Desert Palace Big Chest. Ben may not have picked up that Desert Palace Big Key.
That would definitely be very concerning if he didn't.
Oh, good point. Desert Palace Big Key was in fact at Uncle. Yep. That's correct. It was in well, it wasn't on Uncle. It was in the other chest in that drop down. So that's actually a good non-track by our runner.
We do get a bug net and the powder in the mini Moldorm cave. Bug net, it's a nice thing to have, but we can't really use it until we find some bottles. Or, I mean, there's always Aga, which bug net is definitely something I would consider useful. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, in this sort of scene where we're going to have to do it at some point anyway, I would assume we're going to find a sword before the speed expects us to take on Aga 1. In something like a swordless or a seed where the swords are nowhere to be found, and it's like a lower, a mode that tends to a lower collection rate, yeah, it has its uses.
Bugnet Aga isn't in logic because you need a sword to cut down those curtains.
Yep. So it's not actually possible in this mode because the game doesn't automatically cut those for you.
Thank God. Thank God these runners aren't running swordless. That is true. If we do get a fighter's sword, then that does put Aga in logic. But the runners are probably going to save Aga for last.
Not quite in logic yet. No lamp.
Right.
Okay. Also, no keys. Yeah, that's also true.
Let's see how. Yeah, and hopefully the Castle Tower keys are not going to be as much of a wild goose chase as they were in previous seeds that I have seen so far.
Well, we shall see. Been having a little bit of trouble with the fake flipper setup here. There we go. Camper with only 20 rupees there. Amarith trying to set up the fake flipper return trip. Gets it. Got to make sure you actually fully land before you screen transition there, because if you don't, it's not pretty.
Yeah, it's definitely not pretty. I can say this from source, because, yeah, you do hard lock yourself.
Yep.
If you do it incorrectly. And we will get waterfall fairy checks. I mean, you got moon pearls, so you'll be able to check it just fine.
I believe we actually have the equipment required to splash delete if something important does happen to be on Zora Ledge.
Nothing really useful in Pyramid Fairy, and compasses are not really useful in Key Sanity anyway, unless you're not an experienced runner.
Alrighty, so what is on Zora Ledge? That is a piece of heart. I don't think that's worth a splash delete myself.
Different runners do have different preferences, but I personally wouldn't go for that.
I guess if it were a full heart, yeah, I would definitely bump it up in my estimation. Or if I knew that would be a full heart, if that makes sense.
It wouldn't matter, because we just got a piece of heart from King Zora anyway, so...
Yep. But, like, if I knew that piece of heart put me at 304, for example, I might then consider doing a splash delete. Because, hey, it's another heart, why not? But that's a very, very borderline kind of call, so... Ben did not actually have enough for Zora. This is a good catch by our restreamer. So that's going to weigh heavily on his mind. Of course, we know from Amarith being able to pay the King of Scams that's not really anything that's going to be hard required.
And we learned that our green pendant is an ice palace. And we get a useless map to Hyrule Castle, a key to Mire, and another map to Thieves.
Alrighty then. So Vanna about to receive the Desert Palace Big here.
He's probably not going to be too happy about that, considering he was just there, but it's not like he could have completed it anyway because he doesn't have a lamp. Or a fire rod.
Yep, no light source means we cannot quite complete Easter Desert Palace yet. I mean, the same thing technically applies to Eastern, but there's a bunch of other stuff we need for Eastern first, whereas that fire source is really about the only thing holding us back from Desert at this point.
Yeah, with Eastern, like, main thing you need in Eastern is a bow. Desert, you don't really need anything other than just a fire source, but obviously with Key Sanity, we're going to be needing a lot more than just a bow or a fire source.
Yeah. Nice use of the Cane of Samaria there.
And we do have Dark World access now. We just found the Titan's Mitts in the Cannonball chest of Eastern.
Not a bad pick.
Personally, like, Titan's Mitts do give Dark World access, but they wouldn't give as much Dark World access as something like the Hammer. So I consider it more or less like partial access, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, it does open up a little bit more. Well, no, it doesn't. Well, that's a silly statement I was about to make. Never mind. Moving on. Oh, bow in the boomerang chest in Escape.
Just Eastern Palace big, and Ben will be able to complete Desert Palace, or not Desert, Eastern.
Yep. I mean, yes, because our runners at this level of play shouldn't have any problem with the Eastern Palace Dark Room. Logically, we still need either the fire rod or the bow. Or, yeah. Excuse me, lamp, sorry.
Yeah, but these runners don't really care too much about logic. We do find our first bottle.
Yeah. These runners can definitely handle the Eastern Dark Room, at the very least. If not, some of the other more difficult Dark Rooms in this game.
So with that bottle, I wonder if Ben's going to go and just do a sick kid check.
Case in point, Amarith about to do this Dark Room in Eastern to go check the vanilla big key location. And no, it looks like Ben is going to come up here and follow Amarith into the eastern area.
Yeah, so he's gonna get his Titan's mitts real soon. I wonder with those mitts, like, what are they going to be doing with them? Like, obviously they might go to Dark World, but there are, like, definitely, like still not that many places that we can really go, even with the mitts.
Yeah, with the mitts, we will have access to a bit of Skull Woods, the Village of Outcasts, the front four of Thieves Town, Dig Game, Stumpy, and Hype Cave.
Yeah, basically we have, like, basically access to everywhere except, like, the northeastern portion of the Dark World.
With a current jump, our runners would be able to access those areas, but of course the current jump is very far out of logic.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ben's gonna go and get his mitts right now, and all three of our pendants are in the Dark World. I saw red at Thieves Town, blue at Turtle Rock, and we already knew the green was at Ice.
Alright, so Amarith heading into the Dark World here. Village of Outcast chest game. Piece of heart.
Does give that heart refill, though.
Yep, that is what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Just dive right into the front of Thieves here. Might as well. You can't really do too much in Skullwoods right now. So you might as well just do this and then circle around and do the rest of Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, I mean, it's for pretty easy checks. There isn't really any reason why you shouldn't do them right now. That's pretty worth it.
Yeah, that's going to be a fluke.
So now we can actually go and access the mire area with that.
That is a couple more checks we can do. So we'll see what else the last two chests in Thieves has for us here, for right now anyway. A small key to Skull Woods, so that might influence Amarith to go check some of those chests in Skull.
And just a big 20 in the vanilla big key chest, so not really much else there, other than that flute.
3 hugs for a death warp.
Yeah, and this is where having the mirror would be much quicker, because once you have the mirror, like, essentially all those problems regarding death warps, like, essentially diminish, because you can just take, like, not even a second. Well, that's a problem for death warping.
Yeah, red mail definitely becomes a bit more of a problem for death warping, yeah. I will also note that hearing Ben and seeing Ben have a bit more difficulty than I think I saw Amarith have with the Eastern Darkroom. Whoa, there's our hammer in C-shaped house. That's going to open up a bit more of the board. That Darkroom was swordless, which that definitely amps up the difficulty factor of any Darkroom. So hammer pegs now in logic. We'll see if that has anything important on it this time around.
Bumper Cave does have a small key, so that cape will be getting some use.
Going to get some use immediately, actually, as the Amarith uses it to open the way to Bumper Cave without having to worry about the murder dactyl there.
Although, actually, now that I think about it,
I just saw it.
Oh, yeah. Is Amarith gonna have enough magic?
I do believe there is a magic pot in one of these chests for her to be able to finish the job. There it is.
Yep, there's 2.
Yep.
So gets the job done, and we'll see what the cape locks. So, okay, so 1 of 6 pod keys.
Is definitely useful. Now we're going to see BenCreighton is actually going to go ahead and go into Skull Woods here. Amarith looks like she's going to be following closely behind, actually. All right. So I was about to say, if Amarith doesn't double back here and something is in here, that could be a problem. But she is doubling back here. So she's not going to be too far behind Ben in finding whatever there is to find here in Skull Woods.
Got a big key to Turtle Rock.
Which, yeah, we need that. Good use of Wallmaster there, and BenCreighton's out the door before he even hits the ground. Not quite the big key we were looking that's usually there in vanilla, but, you know, we'll take it.
Yeah, I think the big keys got confused there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there have been funny moments in seeds I have, especially entrance seeds, where I'm like, have these entrances gotten confused? Because I find Swamp Palace in the vanilla Light World Dam. We're sorry, Runner, your item is in another dungeon.
Big key Eastern.
Oh, did Ben get that?
He did not.
Oh, that might hurt him if he doesn't come back for that.
And the reason why he did not is because he did not steal the small key from under the pot like Amarith just did. And there's a second key to Dark Palace in the pinball room.
Gonna get grabbed by that Wallmaster again.
Go over and pick up this heart container. Tracker pointing out we did find a Skullwood Small in Thieves. That's correct. I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's always nice to have trackers to keep us in line when we forget things.
All right, so now Amarith is going to head down and do some of these southern checks down here. Ben is probably going to do the Village of Outcasts and front 4 of Thieves. Yep, he's heading to C-shaped house, going to get that hammer.
Yeah, the hammer is definitely one of the more crucial items in the game. It's probably it's one of the essentials.
It's kind of like a silent essential because you don't really miss it until you don't have it for prolonged periods of time.
Yeah, and by that point, it's weighing on your mind. If you haven't had it for a long time, it's like, where is this hammer? Did I miss it in like a Sphere 1 check or something?
Alright, so we'll see what the digging game it has for us today, and perhaps more importantly, how many digs it will take to get to that digging game prize.
How many digs do you think it's going to take?
Well, I saw the race I commed earlier had 21 digs out of the maximum of 30. Amarith is at, let's see here, 10, 14, 18, looks like 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless I've missed my count. Go ahead.
I think it was 24 actually, because
yeah.
I think she did. I don't know the word to describe, but she dug in a place that she already dug in, so it didn't really do anything. Hitbox is a little weird. I found with the shovel.
Still, a pretty depressing amount of digs for not a whole lot of payoff.
I mean, It is a second bottle, but I mean, and it's also only 80 rupees, but that amount it takes is time that you are consuming.
Jeremiah world tour here, because I think Amarith is just going to take Jeremiah all the way up to Catfish before saving and quitting here.
Unless somehow we find the mirror along the way.
Well, even then, the flute is not yet active, so Amarith would probably still want to save and quit to bring Jeremiah a little closer to home. A bit less of a walk.
Amarith? Is Amarith? Oh, Amarith is going to check what our 5-6 are.
Eastern and Misery Mire. Alrighty then.
Well, one of those two is vanilla.
And Ben not too far behind here, already at the dig cam, gonna receive that, what'll be his second bottle. Amarith still has yet to find the other one, I think. Flippers in hype. Wow, I'm having the strongest feeling of deja vu. The Flippers on the Hype Cave NPC for the second seed in a row here on the ALTTPR League main.
That is kind of interesting. Sensing a theme there with some of these seeds.
What was that small key? I missed it while I was talking about the Flippers.
That was a small key to Ice Palace.
Okay. So, not quite super deja vu because it was a Dark Palace key in the previous seed, but...
I mean, they both ended Palace.
Fair. So we're going to get a Pyramid Ledge check here from Amarith. And BenCreighton, hot on her heels, getting the heart container from Stumpy. There's our first sword.
First sword at around 31 minutes in.
We just need a cape to be able to get to that first Castle Tower chest.
We have the cape.
Yeah, okay. That's correct. We need a lamp and a Castle Tower small to get to the second Castle Tower chest. And then, of course, we need both Castle Tower smalls to be able to get to Aghanim 1 itself, which is something we will need to do to complete our goal today. It does not appear to be something we need to do for anything else, however. So we likely will not be seeing Aghanim 1 until very close to the end of this season.
Yeah, Aga 1, in an all dungeons run, if Aga isn't locking anything important, you generally want to save him for last, because you beat GT, and then you can just go right into the Ganon fight.
So this is an interesting routing decision from Ben here. He's actually saving Queen from Hype Cave, and he's gonna head to Kakariko and activate his flute, which he's providing a jam session for us on while he runs to activate it. And then he's gonna turn in Jeremiah, and I would assume turn in Purple at this point. And then use that flute to kind of get around to some of the other checks. Meanwhile, Amarith did run all the way up to Catfish and receive a Skullwood Small for her troubles, which that's not exactly what we're looking for at the moment.
And we are going to get Ben activating the flute, so go get your 07s in chat.
In 32 minutes, 45 seconds, the goose is loose, the duck is amuck, the pheasant is present. And whatever other rhyming bird puns you can think of.
I've never found myself to be good at puns.
There was a time where I listed off all of them that I knew, and then somebody in chat would go, "You missed this one," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's pretty good." Case in point, the chicken is kicking. There we go.
There we go. Also, by the way, that is a very good... Also, by the way, I like that username, Shenanigans. That's very applicable.
Nice! Also, the Dwarven cartographers today providing us with a map.
Yeah, maps aren't I mean, this is all dungeons, so it doesn't matter. And, like, the functionalities of maps and compasses in Key Sanity are not really, like, the maps just tell you what the dungeon prize is, and the compasses just say, oh, here's how many items, here's how many chests you've gotten in this dungeon. I mean, there are things, I mean, like, they were repurposed, or at least the compass was repurposed in Dorando to be a lot more useful. As it does tell you if you are close to the boss. And I believe that in Dorando, the map will also tell you how many keys are in a dungeon.
Alright, so Ben heading back into the Dark World here. Looks like he's going to take another trip into Skull Woods now that he has that small key. So he's going to receive that Eastern Palace big here shortly.
Oh, I got them backwards. Never mind. Map tells chests and compass tells keys. But the compass, at least in the like current testing branch, it will like tell you if the boss is on the same super tile as you. Ben is gonna get that Eastern Palace big. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he decides to go back and just finish up Eastern.
Yep. Does have a few, at least one Palace of Darkness key to burn as well. So he could take a dive into Palace of Darkness and see what information he can glean out of there. Gonna have two, actually, because I forgot that one was there. Meanwhile, Amarith is going to go ahead and complete the Smith's Chain here. It does have the purple chest in tow. Flute to 7.
Yep, flute to 7, just a short walk from there.
And then she might actually decide to do the Meyer area here.
Yeah, Myers, you're right there. Why not do it? We can't get the checkerboard cave in because we don't have that mirror. Oh, never mind. She's calling us both a liar, and she's gonna go do desert. Makes sense.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was thinking of doing Meyer and desert together, but I forgot we didn't have the mirror yet. So I was about to say something about desert, and then she jumped off the ledge. So.
Yeah, and the mirror is like honestly like there are modes where the mirror is more useful than others, but the mirror is definitely one of the best items in the game just to get around, because you can just, like, for example, you can just mirror over to Desert Ledge from the Mire area.
And I do want to point out again, mirror in kind of the same class of the hammer as items you don't know how much you're missing them until you're missing them for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah, there are a lot of items that are like that. Hammer is definitely one of them. Moon Pearl is also another one.
See this Desert Palace big chest, just a piece of heart.
Yeah, just a piece of heart. I would, like, at least on these trackers, like, these trackers you can track, like, pieces of heart and heart containers. I would feel so bad if those are things we tracked.
Yep.
Because, I mean, there are 24 pieces of heart in the game.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Ben gonna go ahead and warp to Meyer here. Ben did complete what he could of east of Desert without that big key. So not a whole lot left in Desert for him to look at right now.
And we did see a vanilla ether for our medallion requirement to enter Meyer. And there's the mirror.
And there's a big key to Tower of Hera. And that's a save and quit from Amarith there. We'll see if she heads back to the Meyer area or if she decides to do something else. Flute out.
I mean, that mirror is pretty important, as is that, well, the Tower of Hera big key isn't necessarily as important, especially, like, once we get the hookshot, because we could just Hera pot.
There, with this being AD keys, there is a possibility, more of a possibility, that something important is in that basement.
That
So
is
we may
true.
still that would be the small key. Sorry. There's a possibility that something is in that big chest to make it relevant to the big key we were actually discussing.
Yeah. Amarith is gonna pick up Premier, and she's gonna also pick up that Hera Big. And I was saying we weren't gonna get to check Checkerboard Cave, but then we found the mirror under the doormat, so there we go.
And Ben putting that mirror to use immediately by grabbing the big chest of desert we were also discussing.
And it was just a little piece of love in Checkerboard Cave. Probably not gonna wait. Definitely not wasting time to get that. And Ben is going to save the old man.
And I don't think Amarith is going to be too far behind him. Never mind.
You calling me a liar? Amarith hasn't done. Oh wait, yes, she has. Ben is actually doing the old man rescue without a sword, which dark rooms without a sword are definitely. Oh, and he took a fall. They're definitely not easy.
K45, that's right. And then she could also probably check Bombo's tablet from here if she wanted to.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good route. We do get a small key in Cave 45, which is to Meyer.
So, and Ben here with the hammer and the mirror is going to be able to do, and the Titans, is going to be able to do a large majority of Death Mountain, which is why I so confidently and incorrectly said Amarith was probably going to be hot on his heels, because of all of the items that we now have access to up here.
Yeah, we do have the hammer and that mirror, so we can get to East Side. So we can check Spiral Cave, we can check Paradox Cave. We can actually check the Turtle Rock requirement.
And Ben is just having all sorts of problems with this dark room here.
Yeah, having that lack of sword is not fun.
Saves and quits.
Another alternative in dark rooms, especially. Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, because he got to the old man and then got lost. So now the game's going to leave him here until he gets the old man out of here. That is unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate. I do like this use of the boomerang here, using it to, see see what's in front of him. I've never really seen it used like that. Usually an alternative I find in these dark rooms would be using the boots to kick up dust.
Amarith is actually going to check what she can do in Swamp Palace here, which is just going to be this chest here because she doesn't have the small key.
Watch the small key be in here.
Watch it be vanilla? Yeah, that would be disgusting. Big Key of Thieves Town.
That is an excellent find that we will definitely need.
Yep.
Because these runners don't do glitches, and this is a glitchless tournament.
Yep. All right. So Amarith now heading. She is going to head to Death Mountain here. Not going to be too far behind Ben, especially because she'll be able to breeze through this dark room with that sword being able to light her way. Half magic on top of Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, definitely not going to say no to half magic, and we do get a big key inside Spectacle Rock.
So we're definitely going to be grabbing that real quick.
Well, yeah, that's what I was. That was what I was inferring. That's what I was inferring. Kono, major glitches are not allowed.
Yeah.
Major and overworld glitches, which we have seen overworld glitches occur before during this tournament.
Because somebody just got fed up with how bad the seed was and just went, you know what? Let's have some fun.
Ben trying to do the spectacle bomb jump, but he does not get it. It's one of those bomb jumps that it's a pretty precise bomb jump to get. It's not as precise, but you do definitely need to be like, more careful with like where you place the bomb and things like that.
You have to be pretty close to pixel perfect on it. It definitely looks easier than it is.
Yeah, I remember same, like, I only recently learned how to do Ice Palace bomb jump. Yeah, and I've been a part of this community for, maybe 6 or so months, and and somehow I get the spectacle rock jump literally the first try, despite never having attempted it. Oh, wow, that was the big heated Gannis Tower. I did not see that.
And Tablet not going to have anything. Ooh, Amarith didn't quite get the bomb off in time for the jump, so she's going to have to take the long way around here. Gonna trade a bee for a fairy here. Not a bad trade-off at all.
I mean, if that bee was early on, we could have given that to the bottle vendor. Free 100. That would be a free 100 rupees.
Mm-hmm. All right. So there was a shield in the sub-basement of Tower of Hera. 20 rupees in that chest.
Yeah. Shields, like, at this level, like, you're not really gonna need them. I mean, like, if you aren't, like, experienced with, like, the blind script, then, yeah, a red shield would be kind of nice.
Yep.
Mirror shield, as much as people think it does, it actually is a myth that it lags your game, because apparently it's not the mirror shield that lags your game, it's the amount of hearts you have, because by the time that you get it, you already have so many hearts.
So, half magic gained for Amarith there. She gets the news that neither of the tablets is worth coming back to. There's our fire rod in Tower of Hera.
Alright, so now Eastern is in logic. We can beat Eastern logically because we have that fire rod. Although the vanilla big key chest in Eastern is not in logic because that requires the lamp. And Amarith is going to go check east side. Nothing on floating. And there's the swamp small. So that is definitely useful.
So what I was about to say was, you see Amarith being really thorough with overworld checks here. And that's going to be a problem for her unless the other bow is in some of these overworld checks. Because the longer she goes checking all of this, the longer she's going to go before she goes back to the front of Escape, which is where that first bow was. And not only was it in front of Escape, it was buried relatively deep in front of Escape. It's in the boomerang chest. So, if that other bow doesn't show up here shortly, Mara's going to find herself in a bigger and bigger hole to dig out of.
We do get the big key to Ice Palace, and we get another small to GT. Yeah, that second bow, who knows where it could be, but that back of Escape bow, it's definitely one of those checks that once you've gone away from Uncle and not done it, like, you're essentially orphaning it.
Just realized, are we looking at another pair of vanilla medallions? Was Quake the
Yep.
Turtle Rock Reggie point?
Yep.
Oh boy. Deja vu. All over again. Alrighty. So Spiral Cave now, shovel.
Hi, Fetch Quest. Well, I mean,
And-
we can actually. I mean, we have 2 fetch quests right now that we can check because we have the bat and we have the shovel.
Both runners have already checked that. So.
Oh, then never mind.
Kind of a bit of a not quite a high five, but kind of following in each other's footsteps here. Because I'm assuming Amarith is going to head up to Tower of Hera here after she finishes Paradox Cave, whereas BenCreighton is about to enter Paradox Cave, having already done Tower of Hera. And in fact, probably going to get an actual high five here, as Amarith is probably going to be just about leaving this room as BenCreighton enters it.
Yeah, Ben did do Tower of Hera. I noticed it wasn't marked on. Well, there's Ether.
Yep. So we have minor access.
And
nice
there's
rod.
the Ice Rod. Yep. So no Ice Rod. No Ice Rod hunt today, unfortunately, folks.
Don't worry, we still got that hunt for the second Castle Tower key. We're fine.
Well, we haven't even found the first one.
Yep.
Imagine having vanilla small keys.
Oh, good God. Why do you do this?
I tend to think, like, I tend to like the things and the placements that nobody likes. Like, I like inverted, I like cross keys. The only mode that people consider unpopular that I don't like is Triforce Hunt. But that's not what this is. This is AD Key Sanity.
So, I do want to point out, Amarith did decide to either save and quit and go to Old Man or flute to 1. I'm not quite sure that this is faster than just walking from the top of Paradox Cave, but regardless, Amarith does head into Tower of Hera now.
It does accomplish the same goal, but who knows if it was faster.
Meanwhile, Ben cleaning up what we can grab here in Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, Amarith is definitely going to be able to complete. Is definitely going to clear out Tower of Hera. Yep, and that is a vanilla Quake.
Alrighty. So, now, what is going to be next for our runners? I think BenCreighton is going to take, nice mirror usage to avoid taking fireballs to the back there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing the medallion on pedestal because, we could be seeing bombs on pedestal since it's not locking anything, but we definitely won't be seeing Quake on pedestal, unfortunately. Ooh, getting a Spike Cave check. We do have that cape.
And I do believe one of our models was a fairy, in case we need it. Amarith, unfortunately, not really having very good luck with the bomb jump setups today.
Yeah, some days are just not your good days. Sometimes bomb jumps you get them fine the first try. Other times it may take you a bit.
Yeah. And while we were talking about that, Spike Cave did have our third Palace of Darkness small key, which makes 2 out of 3 of those keys in kind of gross locations, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Pod key logic and key sanity I tend to find really weird.
Because there are items in there that the game expects you to have all 6 keys to be able to find, but you only really need 4 of them to beat the boss.
Yeah,
so
that's assuming you don't open the center door and that you also hammer jump.
Yep. So, we are seeing a bit of, as Rive, fellow co-commentator here on the league would put it, a bit of mirror play here. We're seeing both runners complete checks that the other has already done. Amarith laying in wait for Moldorm to get out into the open. Does finish up the fight, though.
That hammer making pretty quick work. It does temper sword damage. So not really going to be too much of a problem with that. And we are getting a shovel check. Did we get that shovel check? Oh, I think we did get that shovel check, actually.
No, we did not.
Oh. Well, I mean, now Desert Right Side is in Logic, but But I don't know when they're going to ride it in. They're probably going to ride it in after they do Mire.
Yeah. So this is going to be interesting.
That shovel was in Spiral Cave to someone in chat.
Yep. BenCreighton going to go ahead and take that small key to Swamp and do what I thought Amarith was doing earlier, but then realized, oh hey, she doesn't have that small yet.
Yeah, the only thing that is slightly off-putting about this play is you don't have a hook shot, so unless you find it early on, we won't be able to do Diver Down.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, sorry, I was just like, why would that? Took me a minute to remember. Oh yeah, we need to be able to grab that key out of the pot. Alrighty. So we'll see what comes out of here. Piece of heart. Amarith is going to go ahead and check the right side of Eastern here, and most likely full clear it, as chat pointed out. This is now clearable in Logic with that Fire Rod. Ben, meanwhile, choosing to see what Swamp has in store for us. And we are gonna see who has the right of it at the moment, because there's still plenty of twists and turns this seed could take as we near the 1 hour mark here. All Dungeons Key Sanity tends to be a rather slower paced mode of the Link to the Past randomizer. This is because of the sheer amount of checks we have to do. That's going to be a Master Sword for Amarith.
Yeah, so things are... so that is definitely a plus. We do need that Master Sword, of which Ben has no sword right now.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't gotten that one sword on the pyramid.
I would assume he's going to be heading there shortly. Does find yet another bottle, this time with some free green goo.
Yeah, getting low on magic, you can just pop that green potion open and make quick work of that. Unfortunately, no hook shots, so we're gonna have to do this the vanilla way.
Bit time loss here, but oh well. Unless hookshot happens to be in the right side chest, in which case, gross.
Or in which case it could be French vanilla. Or I meant, not French vanilla, pure vanilla, and just be in big chest. But no one wants that.
Yeah. Chat pointing out this makes an excellent case for learning Bomb Diver Down. Meanwhile, Landmo destroyed by Amarith there, map to Skull Woods and a crystal. There is a sword on the pyramid, yes. opting not to check out Misery Mire at this point. Instead, looks like she is going to go finish up Skull Woods.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You do have a fire rod, so it's not a terrible play. I mean, it is a dungeon, you can get out of the way.
And Ben now heading to the last chest we have access to in Swamp at the moment. Nothing coming out of Swamp so far. It's gonna stay for right now, just 20 rupees. Ben, you have the mirror. Why are you taking a death warp?
Yeah, I was a little confused on that too.
Chat pointing out death warp allows his health to refill. Yeah.
That is true. Oh no, I don't stream either, so...
And I do it very rarely nowadays. Most of the time it's randomizer, so... But I'll eventually get back to streaming non-rando stuff. But that's enough self-promotion for me for right now. We do have Runner heading to the back of Skull Woods for yet another boss fight.
And Ben is, Ben is gonna pick up that sword.
Nice spin there from Amarith on the first part of the Mothula boss fight. This fight can get a little bit annoying if Mothula decides to stick into the spikes like he appears to be doing at the moment.
Yeah, this fight can get a little uncomfortable at times, especially if you're not experienced enough, but Amarith does get the job done. Takes Mothula down, gets a piece of heart.
And it looks like we're going to see a pedestal check from Amarith here. She is does have that mirror primed and ready.
I don't know if there can really, well, aside from it. Oh, never mind. Oh, she's gonna
go ahead
get
and pick up this chest, yeah.
Yeah, pick up the chest. I actually am surprised she didn't pick that up on her way in.
Maybe just wanted to ensure she had the resources to take on Mothula. What, you know, yes, she has red mail and a few bottles with some goo in it, but why take damage that you don't have to? And just go take care of the boss fight.
Right, so what is on pedestal today?
The big key of Skull Woods? Oh. I think that's what that's referring to?
I believe that is what it is referring to.
So, if that has to come into play, that's disgusting.
There are worse things that could. There are worse keys that can be there.
Let's see here. Because that could potentially block something that's required to clear a pendant dungeon.
Well, it can't be blocking anything to clear a pendant dungeon.
Wow. Sorry, brain.
For all we know, it could be blocking one of our CT keys.
Yep. So, Ben just saying, you can keep the 500 rupees. I don't need your stinking piece of heart. Saves and quits without picking up that piece of heart. Meanwhile, Amarith in Thieves Town here. Gotta go ahead, take that big key, finish up Thieves.
Yeah, no reason why you shouldn't just go and do it right now.
Chat discussing the possibility of Hookshot being behind Skullwood's big chest. I don't think that's logically possible. Because don't you logically need Hookshot to do Ice Palace?
Yeah. Well, big key. Well, yeah, you do need Hookshot for that, and also for some. Yeah, Ice Palace is a green pendant.
Oh well.
Thank you.
Chat pointing out, no, you don't. Apparently.
I mean, it's only like logically needed for the right side checks.
Chat saying if both keys are available, you can do Ice Palace without Hookshot. Okay. I stand corrected. Being said, nothing in the attic chest in Thieves Town. As Ben continues to tread ground already tread by Amarith. And boy, while we weren't looking, Amarith has silently just built up a bit of a dungeon completion lead here. She is heading towards her 4th boss kill, whereas Ben is heading for his 2nd.
Yeah, there definitely is a bit of a lead there.
Another brief note here. We do not have the Thieves Town small key, which means we cannot open the Thieves Town big chest. That could also come into play here in this scene.
Yeah, that definitely could be a possibility. Because it's just that one little check where you either go for it or you leave it behind.
Good Landmo fight from BenCreighton there. Amarith completes the first part of the blind script. Looking pretty good. And down goes blind for Amarith. Small key to Skullwoods.
That is her first pendant dungeon down.
Moth in logic now.
Key logic. We love you so.
Yeah. And yes, both runners with pretty good boss fights on 2 different bosses at basically the same time. Ben looks like he's heading to Skullwoods to take on Mothula himself. Amarith gonna go ahead and do Graveyard and I was about to say King's Tomb, but we can't do that without the boots. Which actually, that's actually a good point. We are an hour 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the season. We have not yet found those boots.
Yeah, definitely something that we do need. Well, there's
Quake medallion.
Yeah, there's Quake, so we can get into TR.
And we do still need to find a small key or 2 for TR, but we can access a fair amount of chests in Turtle Rock at the moment. Here comes the Ice Palace play from Amarith.
Yeah. Do imagine we're probably going to see an Icebreaker. We do have the Canis Maria.
using sword beams to good effect to take out those blue jellies and get the small key. We have also already seen one of the two small keys lice, so... Didn't quite get all of them with those two bombs, so Mara's going to have to do some cleanup work with the Master Sword here. Not bad.
But is rewarded with a tempered sword.
Indeed. All right. Okay. So you're going to see her grab this switch and... Have we found the Ice Palace Big yet?
We have.
Okay. So she doesn't necessarily need to flip the switch here, up here, at all. So I was about to say that, and then she kept moving. So, all right. So there's a small key to Meyer. Right. At this point, I believe we're looking for 2 Castle Tower Smalls. The lamp would not go amiss. To just kind of prevent some of the more dumb dark rooms.
Small key to Hyrule Castle, so that could... Well, I actually don't know if that would incentivize her to go back to escape, but that's definitely somewhere she needs to go back to.
Yeah. That would, It might remind her that she hasn't done that yet. Because that does put Dark Cross kind of into her mind. There's a mushroom. Gonna to iced tea room here. And find these thieves sound small.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And now, let's see what else Ice Palace has in store for us here. I was going to flip that switch. Chat not happy with the runners following up on other leads rather than coming to the admittedly fully clearable Ice Palace. They're trying to bomb jump back across, didn't quite get it, so she's not going to be able to check that big chest right now. Does grab the small key from here to be able to continue down to Cold Stare. So now the question is going to become, does Amarith come back in here to check that big chest? Or does she just say, I got so much other stuff to do that it's not worth it right now, I'll be back later?
I mean, it's hard to really say, but part of me thinks that she's not going to be coming back here.
All right. Well, we'll see as the story continues here. BenCreighton still making his way through Thievestown. Going to be closing that sneaky lead that Amarith built up a little bit here.
Nicely done, Cold Stare fight.
20 rupees, or again, a nicely done Cold Stare fight, and the green pendant. So, honestly, with that and the Hyrule Castle small key, I think that does incentivize Amarith to head back to that area. But she's going to turn right back around and do the big chest here, I think.
Yeah, it makes sense.
we'll see what happens here. Another icebreaker going to come out from Amarith here. Nicely done. All right. So BenCreighton now going to head into the blind fight. We'll see how on script he stays. I would imagine very. Amarith did have to come back in here because she did unfortunately miss the bomb jump to come back across here.
Does get a little bit off script, but otherwise does take down blind.
And just 3 bombs for all that trouble. Oof. Mirror out, flute out. And flute to, that looks like it was a flute to 2. We did get that mushroom, so we are gonna see what that gives us here.
I mean, honestly, like, I really hope that at some point we do see the boots. Because to go like this long without seeing them, it makes you really question where are... No. No.
For those of you who may be watching a VOD of this race, what my co-commentator is reacting to is a member of our fine chat saying that the boots are in the Thieves Town big chest. Amarith is doing the needful. She is heading to escape. She's going to find her bow here. And then I think that's going to push her even further over towards Eastern and Palace of Darkness area here. Because we are going to be able to clear Eastern Palace and do a little bit of digging into Palace of Darkness as well as turn in that green pendant.
Yeah. I mean, like, we can get done a lot of checks right then. You route in Dark Worlds, you can route in Pod, you can route in Eastern, you can route in Sahasrara. It's definitely good routing. And Ben's also going to pull off an icebreaker as well.
Looks like Ben did go back and flip the switch to make routing a little bit easier here. Nothing in Dark Cross for Amarith. Yeah, flipping that switch basically makes Icebreaker serve the same purpose as the Ice Palace bomb jump, allowing us to just push the blocks and head directly to Cold Stare without having to worry about the big key or one small key.
Ben is going to get that Hyrule Castle Small, but it's not really going to do anything for him because did he not already check Dark Cross?
He has not checked Dark Cross itself yet that I'm aware of.
Yeah, but Dark Cross wasn't anything important.
Yeah. And he's already done all of the other checks in Escape, so he's probably just going to be like, yeah, if it's there, I'm already probably in trouble, so we're just going to do some of the other stuff. Gonna check out what's in Zelda's cell here, which was nothing, if I remember correctly.
I don't believe it was anything.
Bottle. That's something. Not much of something, but it is something. Oh, Amarith gonna also check the first chest of, at least the first chest of Castle Tower here.
I mean, could we see a vanilla CT key? I mean, yeah, this is not a terrible play. Ben is also going to pick up that mushroom. So what do we have in here?
Small key to call out the darkness.
Yep.
That's just going to push her further towards Flute 5 here. Yep. Let's see what we can excavate out of Palace of Darkness with the, I believe we are at 3 Palace of Darkness. No, actually we're at 4.
Yeah, but as the saying goes, there's always a pod small in pod.
Murderdactyl deciding to get all up in Amarith's business, but she takes care of that.
We are going to get that quick Sahasrahla check. What does the Elder have for us today? Just a big 20.
Not quite as clean of a cold stare fight for Ben, but gets it cleaned up and does get that green pendant. Picking up Kiki here.
Yep, 110
Clearing
rupees.
the path.
Yep, 110 rupees allows us to open up pod.
So Ben playing a little bit from behind here is going to have to find a play or two to make up a little bit of ground. Can't think of what that play might be right now, though.
Meanwhile, Amarith is just gonna clean up Eastern Palace, go get the big chest, go beat the boss.
And then I honestly wouldn't. Well, no, we have 4. I don't see any reason to do any saves coming from Palace of Darkness, because I know Amarith knows how to hammer yum. So.
Nothing really worth it in the big chest.
Good use of the good quick light up of the torch there for Amarith with that fire rod. Just blazes through that room and heading on the way back to Armos Knights here.
Who's winning? I mean, it's
too close to call right now.
Well, yeah, chat always wins.
Yeah. Like, if you pressured me to give an actual answer to that question, I'd give a slight edge to Amarith right now, but it's a very slight edge.
Yeah. Gonna go for the quick kill. And
that's simply because Ben is just kind of mirroring Amarith right now.
There's the lamp.
Lamp locked behind fire rod. Wow.
Totally haven't seen that one before.
Thank you, B31.
B31 logic is so fun.
Yep. So, getting back to kind of the discussion about in the lead and whatnot, with Ben kind of mirroring Amar's footsteps, it comes down to Amarith is going to finish things first unless Ben either deviates from the path or Amarith has a problem. And Ben doesn't.
Yeah, just kind of like following in Amarith's footsteps.
Tracker pointing out Ben did not open the Eastern Palace big chest.
And that is definitely evident, given that... Oh, no, never mind, he is going to open it.
₹5, and as you were about to kind of point out, we can tell that because his count was at 4 of 6. Due to us finding the Eastern Palace compass, we know we have a on-screen display of how many checks our runners have completed in that dungeon. All right, so Amarith now in Palace of Darkness finds the Bloomerang here on the Bowlock side of Palace of Darkness, and a piece of heart. Yeah, without something happening to alter the complexion of this race, the edge is currently with the Amarith, but anything can happen here in league play. We've seen several oddities already this year, or this season, I should say. And there is that opened up. Marth, okay, go ahead and check all this stuff first and let the bridge reset. There's our first castle tower small.
Yeah, first of 2.
Believe, actually looking at our tracker, I think we're only looking for that last castle tower key in the hook shot.
Yeah, it would seem so. That is pretty much all we need. Ben still needs to go up to Graveyard Ledge, though, and get that Quake. Oh, yeah, and we do need the Mire Big.
Oh, and we also need the Pod Big, that's right. We have not found the Palace of Darkness big key yet. Good catch by our tracker. We are still missing a few big keys here.
Amarith does get the Hammer Yump down, so we get the 2 checks in Dark Maze.
Our container. And 10 arrows. So nothing too noteworthy in Palace of Darkness so far. Heading back to check what I would assume is going to be the arena drop-down.
Yeah, that would make sense. Check the arena drop-down and check the arena ledge chest as well. Boots would make that check a lot easier if you're coming in from right side.
Yep. Gonna see a little bit of a high five from our runners here. Just bombs in that chest. Chad also pointing out, or a tracker more specifically pointing out, we are still looking for a couple of Turtle Rock small keys as well.
Yeah, at this point I'm kind of curious as to where exactly all of our progression is going to be, because we really just need, because item-wise, like, both our runners need the hook shot, and in addition, Ben also needs to get that Quake Medallion. But other than that, we're only just really looking for keys.
There's the key to Turtle Rock. There's one of the smalls we need. What other check is Amarith missing in Palace of Darkness? I just noticed her count is at 12 or 4. Oh, yeah, the big chest. Duh. Don't mind me. So that is another small key for Turtle Rock. There's probably a few of the things we're looking for in Turtle Rock. The ever-present specter looming overhead is the fact that Skullwood's big key is on the pedestal blocking the Skullwood's big chest.
Yeah, so that is definitely going to be something weighing on these runners' mind, or at least Amarith's mind, because I don't know if Ben has checked the pedestal yet.
Do not believe he has, no.
No, he did.
Okay.
He did. I just remembered he did.
Alrighty. So, Amarith heading back into Thieves Town to check that Thieves Town big chest.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
If something of value is in this big chest, like, it's not going to make you feel too good that you missed it, because you're going all the way back for this one singular check.
Alright. So, trying to think of what we have access to at the moment. We have, I believe we have 2 Turtle Rock Smalls at the moment.
That would be correct.
Okay, so we can access the compass room and the 2 chests on the right side. Although we do have to take the long way around without hookshot. Nothing in that Thieves Town big, so that's gotta feel great. We have seen most of Swamp. We have seen all of Swamp we can do without that hookshot. Let's see here. And it looks like Amarith is, in fact, making the play to go up to Turtle Rock here. We can get to Mimic Cave. Dead rocked. That definitely doesn't feel good.
Yeah, well, she is going to go and heal up from the old man.
And, leave him a consolation B for good measure.
Yes, you always got to do that.
I mean, it's just good manners to just uncork a bottle and leave a very angry bee when somebody gives you a free heal.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Turtle Rock play does make sense. You have Canis Amari, you have Turtle Rock Big, you do have Fire and Ice Rod. I do not think we can actually get to Trinex with the amount of TR smalls we have.
We cannot, no. I think we need at least one more, and that's assuming we steal the key and skip Lava Chest. With the amount of other stuff we still need, stealing that key would be a pretty spicy play.
Yeah, stealing that key would definitely be a gamble that you would make. But who knows?
Also going to go ahead and check the Thieves Town big chest here. Tracker confirming my analysis that we need another small. At least one more small, and that's assuming we steal the Poke Key. All right. Compass chest here in Thieves Town, or excuse me, Turtle Rock. $20.
I mean, I feel like that progression either has to be in here, and have we actually checked? No, we can't get into Mire. We don't have Hookshire boots.
Now we take the long way around here without the hook shot. Amarith keeping that actions per minute number up there, spinning around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really much left to do at this point. So, Turtle Rock makes sense. We have Compass to Ice and just another big 20. So, I mean, aside from Turtle Rock, like, what else do we have?
A whole lot. I mean, Mimic Cave, which I mean is Turtle Rock. Let's be real. It's Turtle Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, you ride that check in with Turtle Rock. It makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else have we not seen? Can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, we haven't seen the boots checks, but that's just because we haven't seen the boots. We've got Pegasus Rocks and King's Tomb locked behind those boots. We haven't seen the second Castle Tower chest, which we have access to because of that first Castle Tower key we found earlier.
And Ben is gonna finally go get that Quake. That was here in a Graveyard Ledge.
Other than that, I can't think of anything else we're missing at the moment. Can't do Gan's Tower because, I mean, obviously. Yeah, that's about it. That's about all I can think of, so... This is, in fact, the way. Okay, so Amarith does not steal the small key here. Does pick up the lava chest. Doesn't get anything from it. Gonna head out the door here and check Mimic Cave and big chest here of Turtle Rock.
So what do you think we're gonna be finding? Because I feel like progression is probably gonna be here, but what do you think we're gonna find like to be our progression?
Say, I'm gonna say Mire big. Yeah, that's not gonna be progression. I'm gonna say boots.
Well, there's that Turtle Rock small.
Unfortunately, since we didn't steal that Pokey key, we still need another TR key. It's on Laser Bridge. I'm gonna laugh.
Second small to Ice Palace, but we don't really need that because we've already beaten it.
So, Crystal Roller Room coming up here. As Ben is hot on a... There's our hook shot!
There it is. There it is.
And I'm sure one member of our chat is going to be disappointed in that, but for everybody who is sane, that's a huge sigh of relief. So that opens the rest of, well, all of Hookshot Cave, because we still haven't found this boots. Opens up the back of Swamp, which has four checks for us.
It also does open up. It does open up front of Mire as well.
What are we going to see here on Laser Bridge? We're going to see a bomb pack. We're going to see a bomb pack. We're going to see a a small key to Palace of Darkness. And we're going to see a bomb pack, a hard container. Okay. All right, so Amarith is going to be on the lookout for that final Turtle Rock key. I think she's also going to make a good faith effort to try and preserve this portal for as long as possible, but we'll see how the rest of the seed shakes out. Ben might be able to pull a little bit of an advantage if he steals the small key before the lava chest. But again, with what Ben knows in this situation, that is a very, very spicy play to try and pull off.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna steal the small key.
Yeah. But if he does, that could be the break he needs, because he's been playing from behind for the majority of this seed. If he steals this small key and is able to complete Turtle Rock, that's going to put him back on even footing and perhaps even ahead. But like I said, and I acknowledge, it is a very spicy play to make, and I don't think if I were in Ben's position, I could make that play.
Hookshot Cave, 4 checks.
This is Swamp. Small key grab. He's going for it!
Ooh, this is interesting.
This is huge! Small key to Gan's Tower. Nothing really of note in Hookshot Cave. Is going to be huge for BenCreighton. He is going to be able to complete Turtle Rock, whereas Amarith is going to have to find that final Turtle Rock key.
So he's going to be gambling that there's nothing in Lava Chest, which we know there's nothing worth his time. But that Lava Chest could be weighing on the back of his mind for a bit.
Amarith's gonna go ahead, head into the now clearable Swamp Palace here. BenCreighton gonna see the small key to Turtle Rock here and probably be like, yeah, I can finish this. Oh my goodness. This race suddenly got very, very interesting. Not that it wasn't interesting before, mind you, but it has been taken to another level.
Yeah, and with that, he'll get his 3rd pendant, and he might pull pedestal, but we could this Skullwood's big. It could be something very well worth it. But he's gonna what's at the pedestal? Skullwood's big key. Yeah, he's gonna get this hookshot, and he's going to be very happy with himself.
All right. Arth's gonna go ahead and clear Swamp here. I was not aware this had suddenly turned into a multi-world seed, but chat still pulling for hookshot in Skullwood's big chest. Which, ew. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that, and boy, whoever's hookshot that would end up being, they're going to be in BK mode for a long time. But back to this race, which is most assuredly not a multi-world seed. BenCreighton got to find the not a whole lot of note in Laser Bridge. Amarith, meanwhile, cleaning up Swamp Palace.
I actually did think for a second he was actually gonna ditch out on that chest.
And here comes the Trinex fight for BenCreighton. Magic, a bunch of backup, and Tempered Sword means this shouldn't be that big of an ordeal. Red Mail, yeah, this fight isn't going to last very long. Down goes the Ice Head.
And down goes the, yep, down goes both heads, so now, we're just down to, phase 2.
Gets a couple shots off. Ooh, took a bit of a bump there from the main head, but recovers and mops up the fight. That's going to do it for Trinex. What is Trinex holding on to for us? Just one singular rupee. Perhaps more importantly, final pendant for BenCreighton. He can go pull that pedestal now and receive that swamp or that Skull Woods big key.
To answer someone in chat, we did see the blue cane. It was in Desert Palace on top of the torch.
I didn't know that was possible on Amarith's side. Nice double use of the hookshot pull glitch to get through that room. So Ben receives the nothing in hookshot. Amarith receives the nothing in left side swamp. Gonna go ahead, head to the back now.
Yeah, head to the back, get her 7th dungeon clear.
He's got to put her on par with BenCreighton, which is a new sentence for this seed. Amarith held on to a dungeon completion lead for a large majority of this seed, but with Ben gambling and stealing the small key and skipping Lava Chest and Turtle Rock, he's able to defeat Trinex, whereas Amarith was not able to, and she is now going to be looking for that final Turtle Rock small key, along with the other things both runners still need to find, which at this point is the big keys for Palace of Darkness and Misery Mire. We are still missing one Castle Tower small key, and I believe that's it. Am I missing something else? Don't think I am.
Nope, I think you got everything.
Okay. Ben now not too far behind Amarith in so much as coming to collect on the Argus bounty, as it were.
Yeah, we'll see what Argus has in a hot second. Just a few fire rod shots, and Argus will be down.
There it is, nicely done by Amarith. Does key logic allow for stealing the key? No. I don't believe it does. Because key logic assumes that you open all doors in a dungeon, basically. whether or not the chests you might get to by doing so have anything important in them.
Well, Key Logic assumes you are an idiot.
Yeah. So, logically speaking, we needed to get to that chest. But logic is a mere suggestion sometimes. And Amarith's going to go ahead and head into the Misery Mire here using that hook shot.
Yeah, Ben isn't going to be too far behind. I imagine he's also going to be doing pretty much the same.
Yeah. Has no reason to go pull that pedestal just yet. So yeah, he's probably going to be not too far behind Amarith here and coming into Misery Mire. And really, Amarith's best hope is that that last Turtle Rock key is here. Because if it isn't, she's going to be, going across Hyrule or into Ganon's Tower. And that's just going to be time that Ben can use to propel ahead here.
Yeah, I mean, Ben's already made up a lot of time with that TR play.
Yep. Small key, 2 Palace of Darkness.
Well, there's all 6. Yeah, so what do we need? We need a Mire Big, we need the last CT key, we need a Pod Big.
That's what both runners need. Amarith needs that final Turtle Rock key.
Yeah, so that's 1 extra item that she needs.
Yeah. And as chat does helpfully point out, we do know that specific key, as we get a bird toss from Ben, nice. That specific key that Amarith needs to find cannot be behind what's on the pedestal, so because of Turtle Rock being a crystal, or a pendant. There's our Palace of Darkness big key in the cutscene chest in Mire.
Of course, we have the more grueling checks now that could be possible with our regression, and that happens to be one of them. Sit through 11 seconds, and you are rewarded with the Pod Big.
$20. Alrighty, so that big does open up the possibility that Helmassar is holding on to something we need.
And then getting a Butter Sword. Yes, Amarith, you do not have the big key. Hi.
Thank you, game. Thanks for the vanilla or the French vanilla compass. We appreciate it.
Yeah, both of them check the pedestal.
Amarith, you're missing something. Yeah. Alright, so Ben also doing the cutscene chest here. Gonna receive his Palace Darkness big key. And they've been fairly even on execution and routing. The big difference right now is that Ben gambled and stole a small key in Turtle Rock, allowing him to kill Trinex whereas Amarith did not steal the key and is now going to have to go looking for that final Turtle Rock key. That's where the difference stands right now, because until that gamble, Ben was basically following Amarith in lockstep.
Yeah, but now that he stole the key and beat Trinex, he definitely leapt ahead with this one.
Yeah. And I think, could an argument be made that Amarith is now realizing she needs that small key to Turtle Rock, and it is getting a little bit nervous, trying to figure out where it might be? Yes, but that's getting into, armchair psychology, which is something I generally try to avoid. Says the man who just spent 30 seconds being an armchair psychiatrist.
Yeah, and Ben's also going to get the compass of the dungeon.
Looks like we are going to see another hammer yump here from Amarith. The more pause buffering she does, the less time this actually saves.
Yeah.
Speaking as somebody who would be doing all this pause buffering himself, i.e. a giant hypocrite. And after all that effort, just $100.
Even if the boots are in the Skullwoods big, unless there's something in the boots checks, then they're not needed.
Yeah.
But they're, in this seed, they're more of a luxury.
Yep. Alrighty, so there is the switch press down for Amarith. She's heading to take on Helmastar King, and just as we saw for the majority of this seed, Ben hot on her heels. But unlike the majority of this seed, Ben actually does have a slight advantage with that Turtle Rock clear. So we are going to need to see that Turtle Rock small here, or the gap is just going to get wider.
Yeah, but, Amarith is here, so just take care of Helmastar King right now. You can full clear this dungeon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Amarith's doing exactly what she needs to right now. It's just that, that Turtle Rock play has to be starting to loom now. So, Ben having a little bit of trouble getting this. There we go.
Yeah,
Samaria
is not really, it's not friendly when it comes to hitboxes. Boots to Agawon. Oh no.
Alrighty, Amarith gets the mask off quickly and then uses that gold sword to just take down Helmastar King. That's going to be a big key to Misery Mire.
Well, that was the only big key we had left besides Skullwoods, so...
Yeah. And that is a logically required, well, an absolutely required double diff of Misery Mire.
Oh, jeez.
Because remember, that pod big key was in the Mire cutscene chest. And yeah, we still have not seen the Swamp big key either, so... So, Amarith heading back into Misery Mire to grab the big chest and take on Vitreous. BenCreighton, meanwhile, in his own fight with the Helmassar King. We do have Ganskar Big. It was actually relatively early on in the seed. It was on top of Spectacle Rock. Or, excuse me, inside Spectacle Rock.
Yep, Ben does get the Helmassar kill down relatively quickly, and gonna pick up his Mire Big.
Yeah. Window's starting to close for Amarith here. She needs that Turtle Rock small. And if she doesn't find it soon, she's going to be in a world of trouble. Going to get a little bit of time back here because Ben has a few checks in Palace of Darkness that he didn't do the first time around. But that is a smaller amount of checks. Is basically essentially going to have to go into Ganon's tower after this. I believe is the only thing she has left.
Yeah, and I feel like at this point, like, the TR small, like, unless it's in Mire, like, on Vitreous, like, it's gonna be in GT.
Yeah. The question is, how deep in GT? Chat also pointing out Pyramid Fairy. That's correct.
Yeah, we do have Pyramid Fairy as well.
Oh, that's just rude, chat. TR small boots locked in Ganon's tower. Ew.
Oh, jeez.
Ew. And now that I just said that on air, it's going to be my fault when it actually happens. Thank you to our tracker for dropping the follow commands in the chat there.
Butter Sword Cape, gonna make some quick work of the eyeballs and 8 arrows into Vitreous, and he goes down just like that.
Blink and you'll miss it. Fight.
Yep. And just a sheet.
You know, just a 2-hour first shield. Hashtag all dungeons keys and be things. Although I do think we saw another shield somewhere and neither of our rares picked it up.
We did, but I don't remember where it was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Hera sub-basement. Which, by the way, we haven't seen the Hera small either to allow us to go to the Hera basement. So there's yet another dumb location things could be. We are looking now for just that final castle tower key.
Yeah, final CT key, and we will be in no boat at this point.
We have not seen the second chest of Castle Tower yet. No, neither runner has elected to do that. If this long, strange trip of, that's been ends with a vanilla Castle Tower key, I will laugh cry.
I mean, I think I called very early on vanilla CT key.
All right, I'm just gonna say stop it, chat. Get some help. Insert Michael Jordan gif here because I just saw an absolutely ridiculous logic chain just get thrown out in chat. So yeah, how about no? Speaking of no, nothing in Pyramid Fairy for Amarith.
Oh, and
He is. Yep.
Yep, going to CT. Like, even if the CT key is vanilla, like, that doesn't really help her because she needs that TR small more than anything.
Yeah. And here's the thing. BenCreighton is going to be able to go to Ganon's Tower after this because he is going to have nothing left. And with the way he's been gambling, I wouldn't put it past him to just go, my answers are in Ganon's Tower, I'm going to head there.
Yeah, there's no way he's heading back to TR.
Yeah. Well, for one thing, he's full cleared TR. Well, full cleared without the lava chest. But, like, I'm saying he's going to proceed directly to Ganon's Tower now. He's not going to do Pyramid Fairy. He's not going to do the second chest of Castle Tower.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 27 chests in Ganon's Tower.
What's happened? We are going to have both runners in Ganon's Tower here. Amarith at this point needs it to be a chat special seed, but even then. Our tracker decided to run a modified version of the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game by saying, hey, do you think it's going to be in Ganon's Tower or do you think it's going to be elsewhere?
I mean, at this point, unless it's in a boots check, I feel like it's gonna be in GT, and even then, I feel like the boots are gonna be in there as well.
Got a couple zeros, a couple people guessing high numbers in Ganon's Tower.
Our tracker guessing 27.
You, I'll go ahead and say this, which is tile room in the normal Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game, basically, with the way most people route it.
I mean, I'll go and say 15 because that's what I usually pick.
All right. Be in Ganon's Tower. At the same time, Amarith going left and BenCreighton going right. Nothing on the torch. Good news for our runners because we still don't have those boots. That's a big key to swamp.
Good God.
We are going off of Amarith's numbers, by the way, because Amarith is the first person to enter. Not that it matters, because this is just an unofficial game that we're running for fun.
This is just fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
there's
one,
the last
2,
bottle.
3. So this is chest number 4 here. The map of Ganon's Tower.
Yay. God, imagine boots in tile room.
Stop it. We've done 5 checks so far. There's check number 6, 20 rupees.
There it is.
Castle Tower. So we'll see what check that's going to be for Amarith before we award the winner. And I'm doing massive air quotes that you can't see.
Yeah, so Ben at 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 30 seconds is in go mode.
I lost count. Shoot. 5, 6 was so 7. This should be 8, 9, 10, and 11, I think. Yep. 8. Number 9 is
There's
Boots!
the boots! There they are!
Number 11 is our fire shield. It's ridiculous. It's not even funny.
I mean, at this point, like, the boots don't really, like, do anything. Like, unless the unless the TR key is up in the climb, like, that's going to just be more time consumed for Amarith.
Gonna check the Guidance Tower big chest. So that's gonna be check number 12. Chest, gonna be check number 13 here. 3 bombs. Ice Armos for Amarith here. Ooh. Getting a little bit away from her here. Yep. Checks number 14, 15, and 16 coming up for Amarith here. 14 is going to be 20. 15 is going to be Ganon's Tower Compass. 16 full heart container.
I
17 and 18. Go ahead. Sorry.
Someone in chat saying Silvers would be nice. I don't think Ben's gonna be checking anything else.
Yeah, you're 2 hours and 11 minutes into a key sanity, all dungeons key sanity. You are checking at this point, you're checking racetime.gg for a dot done.
Yeah, I remember early on, I remember before the race started, I was looking in the race time room, and Amarith said, good luck, have fun, find boots. He's not gonna find those boots.
Alright, so checks number 19, 20, 21, and 22 coming up for Amarith here.
I think it's actually gonna be, I'm pretty sure it's check 19, actually. Never mind, call me a liar. So then it's 20.
Alright, so who got closest to 20? Somebody guessed exactly 20. Reslane guessed 20, and you win absolutely nothing and make on your soul.
Well, never mind. There's the silvers in pre-Moldorm chest. Oh my god, this seed sucks. Who rolled this seed?
Be our restreamer.
Oh no!
Lumaga, that was check 20, because Amarith checked the Guidance Tower big key, because, big chest, because this is AD keys. Amarith did, in fact, skip tile room, yes.
The thing is that, like, now you need to, like, think about where, like, that TR small is gonna be.
There are plenty of locations where that particular troll could be.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's a 0. That's unfortunate for Ben. The Geometry War is not going very well. making
There we
her
go.
way up Ganon's the gauntlet there. BenCreighton finally puts Aga 2 to rest.
And now left, he'll just have Aga 1.
Gotta do Aga 1 here and then take out the big pig. And I just now noticed this. Amarith survived the mimic rooms with just one arrow. Picked up a couple more along the way that she then used, but got out of the mimic room with one arrow, which that is not a very fun experience, especially again this late into a key sanity AD keys scene. You're probably just like, I don't want to lose any more time.
Ben, why are you checking that? You're in go mode. Why are you checking that? You've got silvers. If you're checking he's probably checking for boots, but like, we know boots aren't there, and why would he need them?
Yeah, probably just muscle memory. It's kind of a, oh hey, there's a chest there, I need to open it. Because you're not usually in go mode in Aghanim Tower. Unless you play a lot of AD keys.
Amarith is gonna also pick up the silvers as well.
Good consolation prize. Because this is, I mean, let's be honest here. This is very clearly Ben's race to lose at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And for him to lose, it would require a cosmic level event that you do not want to wish on any runner.
Alright, now we're gonna play a little game. How many blue balls is Aga going to throw at us? Wes, what's your guess?
Well, I already saw a pretty nice Aghanim one earlier, so I'm gonna say we're gonna see a rude one. We're gonna see like 8 or 9.
My usual guess tends to be, I always guess 6, personally. So, let's keep count. First one's never gonna be a blue ball.
There's one.
Yep. 1. Why are you guessing numbers more than 15? Like, literally, you can't go higher than 15.
I think you could if you managed to miss a ball. But
I think that was number 2.
Yep.
And down goes Aga 1.
Ben just gonna head into the big pig fight here. Meanwhile, Amarith, unfortunately, gonna have to keep looking for that Trouble Rock big small key.
Yeah, at this point, like, she wants it to be in here. Like, there are not very many checks left for her.
Yeah, and this just hinges on the decision to steal or not to steal. And honestly, I can't fault either runner for making the choice that they made. Like, Ben doing it is spicy, yes, but I can see why he did it. Oh, it was in Bonk Rocks. Oh. Oh.
Oh, dear God. Key logic.
Ganon Tower locked. Final small key to Turtle Rock. Oh boy. That is just unfortunate for Amarith. Yeah. It's just one of those things that can happen in AD keys. As by the way, BenCreighton causes the big pig to explode and has to survive the most dangerous 1x3 in all of Hyrule, and he'll take down first place in this race. And 1x3 survived. BenCreighton finishes in first place with the official racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 30 seconds. Get those GGs out in chat, and we'll be getting Ben in here for an interview shortly. And there he is. GGs.
GGs. Ooh.
Yeah. That race basically came down to one decision, and that was the decision to steal the small key from the Pokies before the lava chest.
That never even crossed my mind to do that any differently, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Amarith chose to be a bit more conservative and full clear what she could in Turtle Rock. So she did not steal the key, opened the lava chest, which was nothing. And you stole the key and could finish Turtle Rock, and that's where you kind of took the lead and never looked back. Because up until that point, you two were basically in lockstep, but Amarith was ahead of you.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. There were definitely a couple of silly mistakes early on that had me feeling behind.
So, other than that piece of decision making, how do you feel about the seed overall?
I don't have much context to put it in. Key Sanity All Dungeons is not a mode that I've played that much of. Just enough not to make an utter fool of myself. So yeah, there was a lot of rude stuff, like having to dip mire to get the pod big, to get the mire big, to go back to mire, but my understanding is that's just kind of what AD Keys is, so I don't know if that was out of the ordinary. Having boots, ever would have been nice, but...
Well, funny story about that. Those were in left side of Ganon's Tower.
Yep, specifically, they were in Rando Room.
Yeah, I figured it had to be something like that. I almost went left too after Hope Room, and it was a muscle memory thing because I'm used to, if I don't find a small key in Hope Room, mirroring out. And I did, and then I realized, wait, I've got all the... You know what? Screw it. I'll go right, and it turned out to be the right gamble.
Yeah, we did notice that, or at least chat noticed it, that you mirrored out from Hope Room and then went right. So, yeah. But yeah, those gambles paying off for you here with that unknowing gamble apparently of skipping lava.
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew it was a gamble, but my thinking is, as far as key logic is concerned, neither lava chest nor laser bridge are in logic. So if I'm sequence breaking anyway, I might as well go for the logic break that has the most chests.
Cleaning up Try next year, and it's going to make her way back over to the Ganon fight. But yeah, pretty close race there. For a bit, we were concerned that Skullwood's big key on the pedestal might come into play, as we see that information come up on on your credit screen here.
Trust me, that was sleeping in the back of my mind.
Yeah, you don't want to know what some members of our chat were calling for, because at the point where we found out about that Skullwood's big key, we didn't know where the hookshot was. So some members of our chat were calling for the hookshot to be in the Skullwood's big chest.
Yeah, I definitely I definitely had my route plotted out. Like, okay, I'm doing this, and if this doesn't pay off, I'm doing that. And that was the perpetual last move was, or I could always pull pen.
Oh, gosh, Amarith now heading up Aghanim Tower here as we continue to discuss this this seed and just kind of league in general. This was game 1 for you guys this week. Is game 2 scheduled yet? Do you know?
Let me check on that. Last I checked, they were still trying to make the schedules work out.
Seeing a no in chat from Yodonashi, so
okay, he'd be the one to know. But yeah, Yodonashi, I know his availability's wide open, so hopefully we can pin Oro down on a time here.
So how are you feeling going into week 7 with co-op Minimizer?
I like co-op a lot. It's a lot of fun. I have no idea what our chances are, but this late in the season, we're just looking to play some rando and have fun. So, Minimizer's also a mode that I like a lot. And I think co-op's a good combo with that, especially with Boss Shuffle. Being able to share that particular bit of information takes the sting out of dropping in on a Trinex that you can't beat. When at least you can tell your partner, hey, don't bother until you got that ice rod.
Yeah, because unfortunately, it's kind of a reality of league sometimes. Neither one of your teams has had a very good go at it. Just 4 wins for you now, for your team now versus 3 wins for Swedish Rubbers coming into week 6 here. But that just kind of happens. Sometimes a division just has a buzzsaw in it. A couple of divisions like that, honestly. But it's fun to just play some, get out of your comfort zone, play some modes you don't normally play. It's certainly why I've been enjoying League in both Season 2 and Season 3. Although I will admit, my team in particular, Guardians of the Galaxy Brain, we've done a bit better than I thought we were going to. And I've actually personally won 2 matches myself, and it feels good.
Yeah, as I recall, last year, it feels like last year. Earlier this year, last season, we came in last in our division, but not overall, which is better than we expected to. So
yeah, Yep, sorry.
Yeah,
I think that dubious honor actually might have went to my team because I think Third Strongest Mole only won 1 game the entire year. So,
yeah. So if we can, you try to improve, you try to make your goals realistic. If we can beat somebody in our division, then hey, that'll be better than we did last season, and we can look at playoffs next season.
And all the admins just shuddered at the thought of next season talk already. Probably. As Amarith now heading into her Ganon fight here. Well, I say heading, but she's 3/4 the way through phase 3 because I was paying attention. But this race basically just swiveled on that pinhead of 1 gamble, which is not something that happens often in this mode. I think because the amount of density checks, the amount of checks you have to do, generally tends to lead to there being multiple points. You could go, well, if this had happened differently, then maybe something. Oh no, Amarith!
That
Amarith.
sucks.
Gets telefragged by Ganon there. It's gonna have to restart the fight. But you'll just see other things occurring. And yeah, that was not something you like to see. All right, heading back in.
You know, if it's got to happen, better that it happen in a in a race that you've already lost, rather than when you're eyeing that race time GG window like crap. Did that just lose me the race?
Yeah, I know that feel. Because I actually had that happen. I had a complete and total meltdown on a Ganon fight while the race was still active. Still somehow managed to win, but anyway, that's neither here nor there, sorry. As Amarith continues this second attempt at the Ganon fight. Gold Sword means we're already back in halfway into phase 2, or 3. And it looks like this warp pattern at least is friendly, incoming like 10 warps before this last hit. Never mind. Alright, gonna try to... almost had the same exact thing happen. Dodges out of the way this time. Marth just like, I've seen this one before, this is a classic.
Ooh. Just one more arrow and that'll be done. I do, unfortunately, have a race coming that needs to be started in 8 minutes, so I unfortunately will have to take my leave. But before that, take GG's to Amarith, who will be crossing, again, the most dangerous bridge in Hyrule, and she finishes in 2nd place with official racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 42 seconds.
GG.
So, GG's to you both, and before we continue on with the interview here, thank you to Duo for co-commenting with me here. GL on your race. And thank you for joining us to com on this one, and thank you much.
Thank you very much. GG's to all you, and I hope y'all had a good time.
Alrighty then.
So, yeah, I felt pretty good about that seed. Up to the point that I went into TR, and I was saying to myself, okay, don't open lava chest, don't open lava chest, don't open lava chest. And then I went to open lava chest.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's just kind of the hinge on which this seed kind of shifted. Because all the way up until that point, you two were basically in lockstep with Ben a little bit behind you, and then Ben did not open lava chest and was able to complete Turtle Rock, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I figured. Like from that point, I was just like, man, all I need. The only thing that catches me up is finding that 4th TR small like really early, like it just in a silly spot, and like maybe the castle tower key being in a very silly spot, like locked in Skull Woods big.
Yeah. Which you probably heard or saw this, but chat, as soon as we saw that pedestal read, we didn't know where Hookshot was at that time. Chat started calling for Hookshot in Skull Woods big.
Oh, I could imagine. I was kind of half hoping for it too.
But so you already said you were feeling pretty good about that seed. Anything else stand out to you about that seed apart from the elephant in the room that we've already addressed?
Just, I don't like elephants. It's just like they're big. They take up a lot of room. They eat a lot of food. And just don't open the elephant door. That's all you have to do.
Sage advice. As Ben kind of pointed out, that was a nice little chain of logic that required a Misery Mire double dip.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
But other than that, a well executed and well run seed from the both of you. Despite the RNG's best efforts to knock you both down, you stayed strong and finished it out. So GG's to both of you. I asked this of Ben here, but I'll go ahead and ask you: how are you feeling heading on into week 7, co-op Innomizer?
Looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun one, just because I really enjoy the co-ops a little bit more than I like just the standard, like, normal stuff. Like, because while the standard stuff is fun, it's just like playing with someone and having that 2v2 experience is just like it. I enjoy it a little bit more. It's a bit of a fun change.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that one myself as well. Co-op has been pretty fun for me this season. Yeah, that's about it. I basically covered everything I had on the notes because I was so busy watching things unfold that I was just like, okay, not very much time to take notes. So that all being said, unless either of you have anything else to add.
No, just thanks to you and Duo for commenting, and thanks to our trackers and restreamers and everybody who makes it happen.
Right. So that being said, we do have a couple things going on here tonight. There's still more league action yet to come, including just about to get underway over on Speed Gaming. In the Open League, we've got Shireen versus Dragon Strike, Triple Dino Disaster versus Team Hime. We've also got at 8:10 Eastern here on the ALTTPR League. Looks like we're going to have 16-bit Nerds and Flip Heel versus Guardians of the Galaxy Brain and Ricky of Kokiri. Not to show any commentator bias, but go Guardians of the Galaxy Brain.
Well, you're not commenting that match.
Fair. And then we do, and then at 7:10 on Speed Gaming 3, we're going to have Did You Check Your Boot versus But We're Buddies, Tam versus Fantalis. And then at 8:10 Speed Gaming 2, Bomb Squad versus Sexy Ganons. 9:10 Speed Gaming, Komodo Hypers versus OP Get Good. So plenty of action still to come tonight, much less the rest of the week and into the final week of the regular season, both in the Invitational League on Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6, and the Open League here on the ALTTPR League and the ALTTPR League 2 through 4. The second thank you to our restreamer for answering questions in chat while I'm doing other wrap-up stuff. So, that all being said, don't forget to give all of those channels a follow for more Link to the Past Randomizer League action and Randomizer action in general for Speed Gaming. Do not forget to follow our runners. Whoops, that's not the Twitch window. There it is. Our runners, our commentators, and our restreamer, Tono Tyron, talking there in chat. GG's to you both, and for everybody here behind the scenes at the league, I have been Westside Vandal. Thank you once again to Duo and Sayrio X for tracking. Thank you to Kono for running the restream, hitting the buttons behind the scenes. GG's to Amarith and BenCreighton, and have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the action.